Back to the group of five, Joe. You
Yeah.
would take, regardless of how good Cincinnati and BYU are, and BYU's kind of lost in the middle of the group of five and the power five. You could put them anywhere. But Cincinnati, Memphis, what they've been the last few years, UCF and Boise State in previous years, regardless, you would say, you know what, if you want to go play a playoff, we're just locking in on the power five.
Well, and so far we've seen in the college football playoff that there's the only non-Power 5 football team that's going to get in is going to be a Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is still considered Power 5 even though they're independent. And so majority of the time people forget BYU is an independent in football. They have their own television network. They tried to go about it the same way that Notre Dame did. The problem is Notre Dame has NBC as theirs, and BYU has some channel on channel 475 that you have to search to kind of find. And so the problem that BYU is finding is they have got to make a decision. And I honestly believe, and I know that this is something that college football needs to do as a whole, we're seeing this a lot with COVID testing. Pac-12 has their own COVID testing. The Big Ten has their own COVID testing. The SEC has their own COVID testing. The SEC, you could test positive on Tuesday and you can still play on Saturday. The Big Ten, you test positive on Tuesday, you're gone until Christmas. And so there's a big difference. We need uniform. We need it to be uniform because so many people are all about the money getting into their pockets and what we are seeing. That's what the boosters are there for, and trying to make sure that their team and their product is getting the best. We saw that a ton with Oklahoma State and T.B. Pickens and the amount of money that he used to put into that program, God rest his soul. And you're seeing this with Alabama and Auburn and Florida is they have boosters that are willing to pay more money in it. Ohio State's the exact same way. And so if there is a group of five team or an independent, your BYUs, your Cincinnati's, your UCFs, that they have these boosters that want to play big boy football. And I don't just mean, you want to, hey, we want to be in the Power Five because we want that $40,000 to $50,000 payday when it comes to your college football, your SEC networks and your ACC networks. They want to play big boy football. Then come on and let's do it. And let's figure out a way to make the product better, because this year, we've really seen that the product is actually better right now, even though there's no crowd. There's fewer fans in the stands, and we're having to deal with schedules being shifted around, but you're getting a lot better helmet to helmet football than what you have in the past. To me, if you figure out a way that those group of fives can continue to make their money, get the paydays, and the SEC teams go on, or the ACC, the Power Five teams can go on and play a Power Five only schedule, then both conferences and teams are going to win. Because right now your FCS programs, that's the reason why your Incarnate Ward is scheduling somebody like Arkansas State here in a couple of weeks, because the FCS schedule doesn't even start for like another 2 months, and they need football games. And we've seen it up here in North Alabama. North Alabama's taken a couple of check games just so that they can provide for their program before they get into their FCS schedule. There has to be a uniform body. There absolutely needs to be. And unfortunately, until somebody in a group of people get together and understand, look, we understand you making your own television deals, but let's make it as part of something that we can make it where it's beneficial for the product as a whole, then this product is going to continue to be behind the NFL. You're going to have your diehard fans, because the tradition in college football is way better than the tradition in the NFL, but the product in the NFL is better than the product in college football. And I think this season, with 10 teams playing each other in the SEC week in, week out for a 10-game schedule, I think that is much better than what we're going to see in the next coming years, unless somebody changes it.
Joe Hunk, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, never disappoints, always delivers, always a good time, always insightful. Joe, appreciate you stopping by. If you've got any parting words, I don't want to shut you up before it's time, but anything else on any of the matchups this weekend?
Well, as a guy that sat on here, talked about Alabama and Auburn wearing a Tennessee hat, I think that I'm pretty good for the day. I think I've said enough as it is. And if you would like to hire me as the commissioner of the NCAA football schedule, I will proudly do so. Just tweet at me at Joe Hunk, and we can get the ball rolling so that we can improve college football for everybody. I think that's the way we should go about this.
I definitely have my input on that as well. We'll get together.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, Joe.